Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Okay, we are back with our little paper bag journal, and I found these little fabric snippets in my stash. Now, they're just little piles of fabric that are just sewn together with a bit of a zigzag stitch, and I use them for all sorts of things. So I have a bunch of them in various different colours, shapes, sizes, all the rest of it lying around. These ones suited my needs today, so I am going to sew a couple of these buttons to these little fabric snippets, and I'm going to use them to build our closure for this journal. So I've already sewn one of the buttons on, I'm just sewing on the other one, and we will get on with working on our journal. So hopefully we get a fair bit done today. I hope to at least get the signatures in and like I say, get this closure set up. Who knows, maybe we'll get further. And why did I use little fabric snippets, you ask? Well, because I want to secure these buttons to the bag. And the most simple way to do that was stick them on the outside. Sewing them through the bag was not really an option. One, I couldn't get my hand in there successfully. And two, I don't trust the strength of the bag, to be honest, to hold the closures when there's strain on them of any kind. So the fabric snippets were a great sort of way to get around that, because they provide a larger area and a more porous area for the glue to soak into, and they will glue to a larger area of the bag, so they distribute the strain around a bit. So and I can secure the buttons to them in a very easy and strong sort of fashion. So it's all just to provide a bit of strength to the closure, really. So, and that kind of went with the colour of the bag and everything else. So that's the reason I've done that. I couldn't think of another way. I mean, like I say, you could sew in the bag, but of course I've already put that sort of divider inside the bag there, so I can't really get my hand in there successfully. If I have thought of this beforehand, I could have put fabric on the inside of the bag and sewn the buttons straight onto the bag, but I kind of like the way this looks anyway. It just adds a little bit of something else to the whole bag, really. So anyway, like I say, flying by the seat of my pants. That's why I did it, because I didn't give it any thought to begin with. Okay, well this journal will be just a single signature, so I am going to fossick around now and find some pages. If I can't find them, I'll build them, but yeah, I've got plenty of paper lying around. It's just going to require tearing a lot of paper down, so I may as well build a few pages out of what's left as well. So yeah, I haven't got any plan on what kind of paper's going in this, just whatever I can lay my hands on while I'm recording. So yes, I will be going into my little stash of papers in front of me in my magazine racks, and I will also go fossick through my my filing cabinet behind me as well, I assume. So first of all, I'm just going to patch this page up because it was a bit damaged when it was batch dyed, and yeah, a few patches on a page don't bother me at all. In fact, I kind of like them. Okay, well, needless to say, I do a bunch of those just to use up the papers that are on my desk. And yeah, as soon as I'm finished here, I will grab them and just do a little bit of trimming on a few of them. As you can see, that sort of doesn't quite line up there. So I'll just trim the top off a bit, and we will get to popping those all together for the journal, and then going and finding more pages because we need more. But yeah, I did a bunch, so used up quite a bit of paper that was just sort of laying about, which is good. Else, in the end of the day, all these bits of paper, they end up in my scrap drawer, and then my scrap drawer overflows, and we just just so many phone books I can get my hands on. No, paper this size I would have kept for something else, but it becomes difficult to keep bits of paper. They're too big for the scrap drawer because they just bulk up the scrap drawer, but they're too small for the magazine racks, because then they sort of just fall into them and disappear and you don't see them again. So yeah, I'm glad to use them straight away. This is a very thin dictionary page. It's foreign language to English dictionary page. From memory, I do believe it's Afrikaans, but don't quote me on that. It could be Spanish. I have a few, but I think this one's the Afrikaans one. Anyway, I decided to put a couple of pages of this in because why not? Just something a bit interesting to come across in your journal, and it's super, super thin paper, so it's just a nice sort of little addition. The thing I like about adding pages like this to a journal is, they're not necessarily usable to write on, although you could put paper over them and use them to write on. That's not an issue. But you can always tear them out and tear bits off them to decorate other things. Nobody says they have to stay there just because they're sewn into a journal. They're just something decorative to look at in your journal, and if you're not interested in, having them as an addition in your journal all the time, use them. There's no reason you have to leave them there if they're bothering you. So, it's just another little resource inside your journal. Keeps it contained, it's something nice to look at, and you can use it for whatever you want because it's yours. Okay, well, we've put together quite a nice little signature now. I'll just try it out inside the journal. And, it's pretty good, but I still think it needs more because more is more, right? So let's go and get some more paper. How deliciously grungy are these paper doilies. Honestly, they're just such a mess. I love them. They were batch dyed with iron and tea. Wow, a couple of years ago, I think. I've sort of been sitting on them. No, well, a packet of doilies is a lot of doilies. Even if you do use them every day, which I do not, you end up with quite a lot. And yeah, I was so pleased when they survived the batch dye. As you know, doily paper is very delicate. Handling after the batch dye when they were wet was a very delicate process, but oh, they turned out so lovely when they dried. I love them so much. Anyway, that was those, and this is some children's scrapbook paper, just from a children's scrapbook, which also went through the batch dye, and yeah, there's some quite interesting marks on that as well. So just a few different extra papers for our journal. And these are just batch dyed pages from an old Kingsgrove diary from 2013. The old big blue ones that everybody in an office seemed to get at the beginning of a year, once upon a time. And they used religiously for the first week and a half and then never touched again. Yeah, I had a couple of those. Some of them have writing in them and most of them do not. So yeah, I batch dyed them, and yeah, they are in my stash as well. So we'll pop a couple of those pages in, and yeah, I think this should just about do it. This will bulk it up nicely. Okay, yeah, I'm very happy with that. That is just perfect. So that's where I'm going to leave it today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little process. Yeah, we will move on and do some more tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye.